video's for the guys on Steam that are having issues. Haven't played this game in about 10 days, so I fired it up, and I went in here, and I did notice a lot of pixelations. They just real blurry, starting at about where that first car is, going out into the distance. I saw it. So then I looked into my setup, and as you can see, here's my telemetry with virtual desktop or whatnot. So I went into the, and you guys may not be running it, but in virtual desktop you can set your bit rate, and for some reason mine was set down, and I didn't change it. And truth be told, I don't think it's the first time that I've noticed that, but it was back down to 50 megabits for the bit rate and the max bit rate, which is pretty friggin' low, to be honest. So I set the streaming bit rates up to the max bit rate 200. Right now it's at 165, and things look pretty sharp. So I'm gonna go up here and start some shit with some dudes, and we'll see how it performs. And I'll leave the telemetry up. And Garage Monkey mechanics, and I must have cleaned this place out because I've only seen one fragment and heard one mimic, and that was in the forest. And again, I didn't go in and degrade my bit rate. It just seemed to do it all on its own, and I don't know why. That's where the texture hasn't rendered in. There it goes. I think it's all got to do with the bit rates that you guys are having issues with, and that will absolutely figure it out. Yeah, we've been through here. Why is it when you just want to sneak around and believe it's not the button movements? And when you want to shoot some dudes, there's nobody around. Well, at any rate, I still think it has to do with bit rates. I didn't change anything, it just changed it all on its own. And there's a couple up there. Man, they're pissed. So bit rates seems to sharpen things up. And here we're out over there somewhere. So anyway, yeah, I would check into your streaming bit rate or whatever bit rate your setup is on. Hopefully that helps, but I mean this is what I'm normally playing at. And again, I have no idea why it changed on my setup, but there it is. All right. I just bounced out. I remembered something. One other thing that I did do just before I set that bit rate up was I rebooted my router, and of course my PC is gigabit Ethernet, but the headset's Wi-Fi 5. Something, I can't remember the last time I rebooted my router, but at any rate, that networking layer may have throttled virtual desktop, and whatever transport method you're using may be doing that dynamically in the background. So I went in and backed that down to 50 something megabits, just to give an A/B comparison of how the performance degrades. I mean, it looks like absolute dog crap, to be honest. And this is what it looked like before I rebooted the router. And there's where one of the other users was talking about the radius orb looks nice and sharp, and here comes the fucking cube. That looks nice and sharp, and everything else is all muddied out and crap-like. So that's verified to happen, and that may just be a background and not a 3D render. So the other important thing to note was the max bit rate was also down at that 56 megabits. So the max and the bit rate were both about 56, 57. And so yeah, it looks like dog butt. Yeah, just everything's all crapped out. So my advice is to look into your bit rates, and it'll render close things higher than far things, and depending on how low it's going is what level graded graphics you're going to get. So I'm betting it's in the bit rate and the encoding. So there it is. Hope that helps. Beyond that, I have no idea. Engage the devs, maybe hit them up on Discord. This is the latest build. It's not a beta. So I'll back out here and see the build. There it is. 14.3 Rev 41025. That's all I got. Hope it helps.